And then he, you know, I just wanted to give him something that he deserved.
And are you starting to realize it at this point, that you could be the ticket for something like that?
Yeah, yeah. You know, my dad was my guy. I mean, most guys are mama boys. Those are my two other brothers. My brothers were mama boys.
What was it about Dad?
I think just the way he carried himself. I kind of modeled myself after him. Just with the fact that he didn't take life real serious. You know, he had fun in what he was doing. He did the best he can.
Worked hard.
He busted his butt for his family. And to give back to him was everything I wanted. And once I started realizing that, you know, I wanted it more. Not for me, but for him. Because I think it was around my junior year where International Harvester left Fort Wayne.
So he's out of a job.
No job, no money. No money's coming in the house. And that's when I realized I had to be, since I had been given the situation, I had to be the person to help the family in some capacity.
You hire an agent, Norby Walters.
Norby Walters is pretty slick. That was the same year my dad lost his job. So Norby Walters, Lloyd Bloom, agency comes into our house in Indiana. They put down a boatload of money sitting right at the table. Didn't want to do it. And, you know, my mom started crying and I'm like, but I have to do it. Don't want to, but I'll do it for you guys. So I took the money and regretted it the whole time.
What did your dad say?
He didn't want me to do it, but I told him, you know, I have to. I mean, it's the only way you guys can make it. So we took the money, I took the money, and they gave me kind of an allotment every month for the family. And my mom and dad took it. I never received any of the money. I gave it straight to them.
Norby and his partner would prey on athletes who
so what they did,
didn't have money.
They
Or didn't come from money.
Yeah, I mean, Norby Walters, Lloyd Bloom came from the entertainment side of it. And they said they're going to come in, they're going to have 2 or 3 guys that they were going to represent. A couple first rounders, and that's it. Well, then when I went to the Aloha Bowl in Hawaii, which was the all-star game back in the day for, you know, seniors, I realized that everybody was being represented by Norby Walters and Lloyd Bloom. I'm like, and I counted like 15 guys. I'm like, and I went to Norby Walters and Lloyd Bloom and said, dude, you lied to me. You told me you're going to represent 2 or 3 guys, and that was it. You lied.
Plus, Norby has connections to the Colombo crime syndicate.
Right.
So,
which we end up finding out after the fact.
But it cost you your eligibility in track.
Cost my eligibility in
Not
track.
in football.
Not in football. The season was over.
Yeah, came out after.
It came out afterwards, and that was my first year. I ran indoor track every year at Purdue. Won the Big Tens. I was going to run my senior year finally outside, outdoors. I got the one to run in one meet, and then I got suspended. So I couldn't run my senior year. So I called Eugene Parker, who becomes my agent, and I've known Eugene forever because Eugene went to Purdue before I did. And I called him and said, Gene, I got myself in trouble. I need you to get me out of it. Ran the whole story down to him, and he got me out of it.
1987, drafted by the Steelers. Everybody says you're going top 5. Steelers even say to Tony Dungy, don't even go scouting. Don't even go interviewing. He's not going to be there. All of a sudden, you fall to 10. Steelers take you.
I fall to the place I should be. You know, coming from Fort Wayne, Indiana has 3 rivers. Pittsburgh Steelers, or the Pittsburgh has 3 rivers. My high school team is black and gold. My college team is old black and gold, right? And I was like, it was meant to be.
But you hold out. You want to be paid top 5 money? What are you holding out because of?
I didn't want to be top 5, but I wanted to be paid reasonable to where I was drafted at. And it was below the market of being at 10, where they were trying to get me at. And you know, they would call me and I'm like, no, you know, I believe I'm worth X, Y, Z. You don't, then I'll go back into the draft next year, because I think you have to take a stand in your beliefs, and let whatever you're doing, once you believe in it, once you have a conviction of it, it's, you know, you can't waver on that conviction.
But do you feel any pressure that you can sign for $1 million and take care of your family? That you're holding out and you could help them right away?
I could have, but, you know, like I said, that's one of the Woodson traits. We are kind of hard-headed. Once I have a thought in my head and I believe in it wholeheartedly, I'm not going to go away from it. So when I was holding out with the Steelers, I go over to the European circuit.
You go to Zurich, and this is what the race looks like.
You want to have a little fun, we cited the best, but watching lane 5, Rod Woodson, because he told the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'll see you later, took off for Europe, and he was their #1 draft choice, and they're not too happy with Mr. Woodson right now.
Great Foster in the yellow, and he gets out of the blocks in a hurry, as does Mark McCoy of Canada. It is Foster and McCoy, and now Greg Foster really pours it on. Foster in the bright yellow with yellow sleeves is across the finish line.
By the way, you're supposed to go over the hurdles, not knock them down, right?
I know, but that's...
You played football, like you ran football running track.
I did.
You hold out, you eventually sign.
Yeah.
Hold out for 94 days. You signed for $2 million.